Right now, joining us is a woman who has done something very interesting. She's created really one of the top best-selling educational games, card games. We're going to find out about it. It's called Brain Quest. A couple of different versions out. We're joined today by Raquel Jaramillo by the telephone. Raquel, thanks for being with us. How are you?
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very well, thanks.
Before we talk about the game, I see you were born in Brooklyn, as was I, but you live in Brooklyn, too, so I'm not there anymore.
I live in Brooklyn. Actually, I was born in Queens. Not that it matters, but I live in Brooklyn now, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up just a mile away from Queens, near Belmont Racetrack, so I know the area well. But, well, it's fun to get a chance to kind of look through the game. It's a card game, and I understand this has been really one of the top-selling educational games for kids for quite a while, but how did you come up with this concept?
Well, you know, I wish I could take credit for having come up with it, but I didn't. It actually, I've only been associated with Brain Quest for the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. It was invented 20 years ago. It was based on a French game that was hugely successful in France and in Europe, and came over to the States, and we loved it, and we started developing it, and we have 30 million copies sold. Almost 20 years have gone by since the first one came out. So we're very proud that a whole generation of kids have actually grown up using Brain Quest. We actually get letters all the time from kids in their, young adults in their 20s who have just graduated from college who are thanking us for Brain Quest, for having come up with this, because they think it really helps them growing up.
Anything that sells 30 million copies, that's pretty good in any field.
Yeah, I wish I had invented it, because then I'd be quite rich.
Well, you've taken it to another level. I mean, the last 5 years, you know, that's pretty good.
We have. Well, in the 5 years I've been here, we've definitely expanded from the deck. We've been doing the Brain Quest workbooks and Brain Quest Write and Erase. So we are expanding the program, and we're always coming up with new decks all the time. And in fact, the decks that I think I'm talking about today are Brain Quest America and Brain Quest for the car.
Right.
We want to highlight them because we think that they are the perfect traveling companions for families. For those people who aren't familiar with Brain Quest, what they are these little card decks that are grommeted. They kind of fan out, and they come in these cute little boxes, and they're very portable. Each card has somewhere between 5 to 7 questions having to do with American history or the U.S. states or geography, things that would be of interest to kids who are traveling on the road or going on planes. And each one, basically every single question in the card decks has been vetted by teachers, so they tie into the curriculum that kids are learning in school in a way that would make parents feel pretty good about the kind of game that they're playing, that their kids are playing.
I was going to say, that's one of the great things about seeing a game like this still so popular. I mean, nothing wrong with video games. I'm not knocking them, but it seems like kids, you think that's all they're doing, but it's good to have a game like this where it's interactive in a different way rather than just electronically.
You're absolutely right, and one of the things that I like the most is, my kids, long before I was working with Brain Quest, I was playing with Brain Quest with my kids, and I know that one of the things that they always love to do is stump mom and dad. They'd be in the back of the car asking us questions, and one of the things I did realize is I'm definitely not smarter than a 5th grader, because I get stumped all the time, and since I'm the editor of these, I'm supposed to know all the answers, but I don't. So the kids just have a lot of fun, and that, I think, is the real appeal of Brain Quest, that it's a game that doesn't have to be plugged in, doesn't need batteries. You don't have your kids in the backseat of a car with the headphones on, not talking to one another. It's a game that starts conversations between families, and it sparks conversations, and it's not only learning, it's not only fun, but people are talking to each other again, which is really nice.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see more families do that now, since maybe they don't want to spend the money to go to a movie or a theme park. They want to find a little less expensive ways to entertain themselves, and this is one of the ways to do that, isn't it?
It is. It's entertaining, and it's fun, and it's learning. So it's all the good things wrapped up in one small, tiny package that is so portable. What's also nice is that because they're portable, because you can just throw them in your pocketbook or in your beach bag, you can pull them out anywhere. So if you're at a barbecue or you're online, waiting in the airport, waiting for a plane that's been delayed for 2 hours, you could just pull out Brain Quest decks, give them to your kids, and you'll find that they can entertain themselves for hours with these.
Now, each of these games has nearly 2,000 questions. Raquel, how do you go about coming up with these questions? Can you give a hint or two how you do that, or is that a secret?
Well, no, it's not a secret. Luckily, I'm not the one. Again, I feel like I hire a group of people,
right.
a wonderful team of experts who come up with the questions, and we try to keep all the questions up to date and current. So, and they're fun. For instance, I have one that would be great for the 4th of July. Can I throw it out again?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. And I just thought this was really interesting. Okay, there were 2 U.S. presidents who died on July 4th, 1826. One of them was Thomas Jefferson. Do you know who the other one was?
Was it Washington?
John Adams.
Adams, okay. I should have known that. I watched the HBO show.
Well, what I think is so cool about that is I didn't know that both those presidents, who were so having to do with the Declaration of Independence, actually died on the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
They did mention that in that HBO show. I should have known that.
I didn't know that.
I should have gotten your game.
Yeah, exactly. Then you would know. Also, what are the last 6 words of the Pledge of Allegiance?
A little controversy over that on NBC over the weekend, but
really?
with liberty and justice for all, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
They left out some words on NBC, but that's a different story.
I did hear about that. So what's nice about these is that they're not. Some of them are challenging. Obviously, the ones I'm reading to you are more challenging than most of them. But they're empowering too, because I think what happens is that when kids know the answers, they get confident, and then they want to go on. They want to know more. They want to learn more. And it's the kind of game you can play for 2 minutes or 2 hours. It's not structured in any kind of scary school-like way. It's just a very easy, light form of entertainment.
Brain Quest for the car, ages 7 to 12, and the American version, 9 and up. So anything in that range, right? Kids can enjoy it, say from 7 up. Is that the age range?
Absolutely. We designed these specifically to span different grades, so that kids can play together of different age levels. We also have all our core decks are grade specific. So what's really nice is during the summertime when kids don't feel like doing any more schoolwork, and who can blame them? Summertime is a time to take a vacation mentally and physically and all manner of ways. But this is a very cute and fun way of keeping their brains functioning throughout the summer. What it does is drive home skills that they would have or should have been learning throughout the school year, or it preps them for things that are about to come. If you have a 3rd grader who's really bright, why not get them a 4th grade deck? Give them a leg up on what's coming down the pike.
Yeah, good idea. Keep the brain active, but it's also a fun way to do that. And Raquel, do you have a website people can get a hold of you or these games?
We do. Well, you can buy these games. You can buy Brain Quest wherever books are sold. And if you want more information about Brain Quest, you can log on to www.workman.com or www.brainquest.com.
Great. Raquel, appreciate you taking a few minutes. These are very entertaining card games, even for adults, too, so we can enjoy
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being with us.